Good morning. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day this Thursday, November 30th, 2023. Today's tip comes from Changing Laws, Saving Lives, How to Take on Corporate Giants and Win by Randi McGinn. Here to read the tip is Randi McGinn. Good morning, Randi.
Good morning, Michael. After learning your client's story, you must go out to visit the scene and stand in your client's shoes. You can't fully understand a case from the antiseptic confines of your office.
Wow, how true that is. To go to the client's house to learn about them, to go to the scene of whatever happened, whether it's the hospital, if it's a medical malpractice or the scene of the truck or car crash or whatever it is, nothing substitutes for that, right?
I absolutely agree. It's probably the most important thing I ever learned. And, I think a lot of what we do is understanding our clients' or survivors' pain. And you can't do that in your office. In fact, why do we even make grieving people come to our office as opposed to say, why can I meet you at your house? Would you be comfortable if I came and met you at your house? Or if somebody's in the hospital, to go see them in the hospital, if you get the case that early, to see what they're going through and experience yourself what they're going through. And to give you a feel for what that's like, we went to the home of some parents who had lost their 4-year-old daughter to medical malpractice. A temp visiting doc insisted on changing a tube in their 4-year-old daughter's side and ended up puncturing her liver, and she bled out right in front of the parents. Horrible, horrible, horrible. 4-year-old was about to go home. And we got the case about 6 months after she'd been killed and went to their house. And they took us into her bedroom 6 months after the little girl had been killed. And nothing had been changed. All they did was dust the room. There was the easel where she'd been scribbling and doing her last drawing. There on the floor was a crumpled piece of paper that she'd crumpled up that she'd rejected, and they had moved nothing.
How powerful. Oh my goodness.
And that tells you something about how deep the grief of losing a child is. And even though we settled the case for an amount of money that would have let them and their other 2 children move into a nicer house, this has been about 8 years ago. They're still living in the same house. And it would not surprise me that everything in that room is still the same. And you don't know that from your office. You just can't feel the depths of profound grief. And it's also uncomfortable for them to come to your office too, right? I mean, they're thinking they have to convince you to take the case and all that kind of stuff. It's a very stilted, weird environment. So that's you've got to go out and do that. And then the same thing for the scene. You go out to the scene. You learn things at the scene that you never that you can't even get from video. Like you send out an accident recreation. There are things that you learn. So we went out to a crash that was at way outside of Albuquerque, out by the jail, and there were a bunch of stop signs, and we were out at the crash scene, and it was from a jail guard had run the stop sign, and we're standing out there, and we're watching all of these police cars and jail vehicles, people going to the jail that work at the jail, official vehicles running the same stop sign over and over and over and over and over again. And the reason we found out was because when they built the jail out there, it was against the wishes of both the jail guards and the police. And so as their silent protest for them being mad that they had built the jail all the way out there and it took them a long time to drive out there and a long time to drive back, they just ran the stop sign every single day. And we put a camera up right there on the edge of the jail that they didn't know about and filmed 93 days of hundreds of official vehicles running that stop sign. And that made our case against the government.
Wow.
Not only running it, but running it in front of each other. So running it in front of other police officers who were required to enforce the law and never stopping it. So And we wouldn't have known that had we not gone to the scene.
So get out of your office and please take in what Randy's shared with us today. And it makes me wonder if some lawyers. So I recently met with a new client in my office because she absolutely insisted. It's the first time in 10 years
Yep.
that I met with a client at my office. I go to their house. And I used to meet at my office, I think out of insecurity. I had my diplomas on the wall. I had a nice, beautiful office, and I thought I needed that for people to want to hire me. All my diplomas are in a box now. That's
Yeah.
that's no one cares. Get over
That's
yourself and get out to their house. Listen to Randy.
Yeah. Yeah, but besides, it's more fun than sitting in your office too, Michael. That's the other thing. It's more fun to go out on a road trip and go out to the scene of some horrible crash and see what actually happened. So get out there.
This job can be meaningful and fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here this morning, Randy.
Thank you, Michael.
Let us take a deep breath together and be grateful to be alive this autumn day. May the work that we do today help to reduce suffering in the world, in our lives, in our clients' lives, in the entire world. May the work we do today help repair the world. May we fiercely and compassionately advocate for our clients. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. This can take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just remind you, wake up. It's Thursday. Go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.